Welcome to the Transform Your Life podcast. I'm your host, Cass Henry, transformation coach and creator of the Surrender Method. My mission? To help you break free from fear, trust your intuition, and take aligned action so you can create a life you absolutely love. Each week, I'll bring you powerful mindset shifts, surrender strategies, and transformational tools, plus incredible guest experts sharing their wisdom to help you expand, grow, and step into your fullest potential. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey, my friends, welcome back to the Transform Your Life podcast. I'm Cass Henry, and I am here to help you break the cycles that keep you stuck and guide you back to your most powerful, trusting, and free self. Today, I'm talking about upper limits, those sneaky, invisible ceilings we hit just when things start going really well in our lives. You know the feeling? Everything's flowing, you're happy, successful, maybe even healthier, and suddenly it all falls apart. You self-sabotage or fear creeps in and you get stuck in overthinking, perfectionism, and doubt. If you've ever wondered, why do I pull back just as I'm about to break through, then this episode is for you. So, what is an upper limit anyways? The term upper limit comes from Gay Hendricks' book, The Big Leap. It's the point where your nervous system, your subconscious, or both say, whoa, this is too good to be true. Have you ever thought that or actually said that to someone where you're like, there's got to be a catch. This is way too good to be true. Now, sometimes it is true. In instances when you are getting into a relationship with someone that is not good and they are love bombing you and you're like, whoa, this is too good to be true. Sometimes that is correct, but oftentimes it's just because of our upper limit. We all have a thermostat for how much we can love, how much success we can have, how much happiness we can feel, and how much abundance we believe is safe for us. When we go above that setting of the thermostat, we unconsciously do something to bring ourselves back down, whether that's starting a fight, whether that's procrastinating, whether that's even getting sick, or just doubting ourselves to the point that we completely stop what we are doing. I'd be curious, where in your life do you find that you are doing upper limits? So this morning, I've been in this bad habit loop of pressing snooze every morning. And I set my alarm for 6 a.m. and then I press snooze and I say, just one more, just one more, just one more. And listen, this is a challenge for me to admit because I want to be a model for all of you of what's possible. And so sometimes I get trapped in this loop of thinking I need to be perfect and show you exactly how to live your life perfectly. But that's not my goal. And so I'm showing you that I'm also human and I also get in these habits, these loops of where I reach my upper limit. So I was doing that for a while. I was getting up at 5 a.m. Everything was super good. I was working out. I was more productive than I've ever been. All of the ideas were flowing in like crazy. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm on top of the world. Little did I know, I had reached my upper limit. And then so all of a sudden I kind of go back down. I go back down. I start pressing snooze. I stop going to the gym early in the morning. I stop having that really good time frame when my brain is like, let's go, because I have ADHD. Between 5 and 9 a.m. is when my brain can focus and create these really awesome ideas in a creative flow state versus during the day, my brain is like, meh, we can't really think the same way as we can early in the morning. So I realized that pressing snooze is because it's an upper limit thing, and then not getting up early because when I got up early and wasn't pressing snooze, I was super productive. My body was stronger and way more fit than it's ever been. My business was doing really well. And then all of a sudden, apparently I hit my upper limit. So I'm so glad that I found this book called The Big Leap because it's honestly changing the game for me. And I'll also be sharing this with the people inside my inner circle community, as well as in my signature group coaching program, The Surrender Method, really just teaching you how to identify your upper limits and then how to kind of go about crushing through them. So other examples of the upper limit behavior is you finally start to feel great in your body. Maybe you're like, oh, wow, I feel really sexy. Or maybe you're like, I feel strong. I feel like I can run a marathon. I feel like I've never felt this alive before. And then all of a sudden you stop working out, you start overeating, or you get injured. I was supposed to run a half marathon with my stepdad in for the Tamarack race weekend in May. And up until that, I was like, I'm not a runner. I don't like running. Why did I sign up? And I was like, okay, I really want to run this with him because this is the first time that we'll ever get to do something like this together. And so literally the day that I was like, okay, I'm going to switch the narrative in my head. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to start running and start training. I injure my foot. I ran faster than I ran. I had more energy than I had. And then I was like, okay, it's go time. I'm going to give this my all. I'm going to switch the narrative. It's really not serving me. And then I don't even know how it happened. And I was unable to exercise or walk or run for weeks. And I wasn't even able to run until I wasn't able to run for like 2 months almost. So that just goes to show that your body will literally sometimes injure itself or make you sick because it's upper limit. Okay. Another upper limit behavior example is you hit a new business milestone and then all of a sudden you're paralyzed by imposter syndrome and you come back down. Or you fall in love or things feel really peaceful in the relationship. Let's say you're used to abusive or toxic relationships. You finally find someone who is going to treat you right and you're like, this is not good. And then you randomly start picking fights or you withdraw or you overanalyze everything and then you self-sabotage it and then you end up being single again and then you either go find another person that will treat you right or you fall back into old patterns because that's what you're used to. That's what your thermostat is set to. Now, you don't choose that consciously. This is all on an unconscious level. So the more, and don't worry, I will show you how to become aware of it. And I also want you to know that you're not doomed, okay? Once you become aware of these things, you can change them. So a reason why we hit upper limits is it's usually because deep down we have beliefs such as, if I'm too successful, people won't like me. Maybe I'll get rejected from my family. Maybe I won't be able to fit in with my friends anymore. Maybe you have a belief that I don't deserve this much joy. I don't deserve to be this happy. Maybe if you're someone that looks, around at the world and it's like a lot of people are struggling, why should you get to be happy if other people in the world are struggling or suffering? Or maybe you have a belief I'm not good enough to have this kind of life. Other people are, but not me. Or maybe you feel like it's safer to stay small and unnoticed. If I become successful or if I start having a fit body or if I start being really happy, people are going to notice me and it's not safe to be noticed. So I must shrink. I must stay small. Maybe I must stay overweight. Maybe I must, not become successful because otherwise I might be seen. And if I feel seen, that might not be safe. Now, these beliefs form early, often in childhood, and they're designed to protect us. But as adults, they actually just keep us stuck. Womp, 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 right? So here are some journal prompts to clear your upper limits. So I invite you to pause on each sentence and write out your answers or come back to this if you're driving or at the gym or walking right now. Pause it and write in your notes app or something just so that you can come back to it. So grab your journal or open your notes app and let's start exploring. Okay, number 1, the first question you can ask yourself is, what's something you deeply want that you stop yourself from having? And this could be stopping yourself on an unconscious or conscious level, okay? Just ask yourself, say, hey, unconscious mind, can I speak directly to you now? So what's something you deeply want that you stop yourself from having? I know many people actually, who really want to start a business, but then they don't. So that's what they would write there. Or maybe they want to have a loving relationship, or maybe they want to make more money, or maybe they want to travel more. Write it all down. What's something you deeply want and you stop yourself from having it, okay? Number 2, what do you fear might happen if you actually got it? What do you fear might happen if you actually got it? Number 3, what would you have to believe about yourself to allow it in fully? What would you have to believe about yourself to allow it in fully? And number 4, what's stopped you from believing that up until now? What stopped you from believing that up until now? Let yourself write without censoring, please. The most powerful insights come from when we're honest with ourselves. Often, when we just, whatever first answer comes to mind is what is true for you. The moment you start really thinking and digging deep for answers, That's not entirely your truth, okay? So write uncensored. And then what to do next? Once you spot the pattern, you can work with it, not against it. These patterns can thrive in darkness. So when you shine a light on it, by becoming aware of it, you can start to clear them out. This is where tools like NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, I am a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, subconscious reprogramming, and the surrender method, which is my signature group coaching program. That's where all of this comes into play, okay? And if you want help clearing your upper limits, the ones you don't even realize are holding you back, because trust me, I'm still clearing out many upper limits that I have, and every single day I'm becoming more and more aware of them. Essentially, anytime there's something that you want in your life and you don't have it yet, it's probably because of an upper limit issue. If at one point in your life you have had those things that you wanted and for some reason you no longer do, it's probably because you reached an upper limit. So, when you start to become aware of those and then you start to do that subconscious reprogramming and work through it, you can break free and then essentially have the life that you ultimately want and equally deserve, okay? So I actually have some one-to-one breakthrough sessions available, which are absolutely transformational. One woman that took it recently, she said that she finally was able to let go of the weight that was holding her down that she didn't even know that she had for the last 32 years. And now she can finally see more clearly, and she felt like this was the most valuable session she's ever had, and she can't wait to continue to do the journey of uncovering this kind of stuff, because the stuff that is holding us back, we try and do so much work on a conscious level, but if we're not doing the work underneath, if we're not pulling out the roots and figuring out what's actually underneath, because the unconscious is 95% of everything. Our conscious is only 5%, okay? That is huge. So in these breakthrough sessions, I can help you uncover and clear out one limiting belief that might be stopping you from having the life that you ultimately desire, okay? So that's where these calls are between 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how long we need together, where we get to the root of what's keeping you stuck and release it together. So if you're ready to stop holding yourself back, then send me a message on Instagram at _CassHenry, or send me an email or Facebook, whatever, wherever you hang out, just send me a message, the word breakthrough, so that I can help you, okay? I've been doing this kind of breakthrough work on my own for years, ever since I attended my first Tony Robbins conference in 2018. Absolutely life-changing. I wish I had known this work when I was a young girl, because the beliefs that were underneath the surface that I didn't know were controlling my life was completely ruining me, okay? And when I started uncovering, there's lots under there, you know? And so when I started uncovering what these limiting beliefs were, my entire life started to change. One belief that I was able to clear out recently with a fellow NLP practitioner was that I didn't feel worthy of receiving money as an online coach. I've been trying to become an online coach since 2019 because I truly believe this life is transformational and I really have a deep desire to help you. However, I felt that I couldn't accept money online because I didn't think I knew what I was doing. And so I would pull back, I would go all in, and then I'd pull back and go back to my organizing business, which I also love. However, every time I would move forward, I would reach my ceiling and come back really fast. Now, my ceiling, my upper limit ceiling for the coaching business was very short. If you think of a ceiling, some can be really high, some can be really short. Mine was like inches, okay? So no wonder why I would pull back really fast. I also had a limiting belief growing up for the majority of my life that my dad's addiction to alcohol and drugs was my fault, because he told me when I was born or when I was younger that he started doing drugs and alcohol again because I was born. And what a heavy thing to take on as a baby, as a young child, as an adult. And so I carried that weight for my entire life, and that pain, I didn't even know it was there until I went to the Tony Robbins conference and I uprooted one of those limiting beliefs, but I didn't know that was there. So I was punishing myself with being in abusive relationships. I was addicted to alcohol. I was dabbling in drugs, and I was hurting myself. It just wasn't a good thing. And so when I started uncovering the reasons why I was doing this through uncovering these limiting beliefs that were actually controlling and ruining my life, I was able to free myself. I no longer drink alcohol. I'm no longer depressed. I no longer have anxiety. Truly, truly transformational, okay? I'm not a therapist, okay? So I want you to understand that this is not a substitute for therapy. Um, and I do also want to let you know that this is life-changing work. So if you're curious at all, then send me a message wherever you hang out, okay? And message me that you want to experience this breakthrough session. I guarantee you we will at least uncover one limiting belief that has been holding you back from reaching whatever it is that you want. And then you start continuously uncovering more and more limiting beliefs that are there. And then it makes way. It makes way for you to move forward towards a life that you absolutely love. Just remember that there is no ceiling on how good your life can get, okay? The only limit is the one you unconsciously set for yourself. And the good news, you can change it. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Transform Your Life podcast, and I'll see you next week. I'm sending you so much love and gratitude. Bye. Thanks so much for listening to another episode. If this resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs this message. Want to go even deeper? Download my free Surrender Manifest Masterclass. It's packed with powerful tools to help you surrender, trust, and take aligned action. Grab it now through the link in the show notes. And if you're ready to stop second-guessing yourself, finally break free from fear, and step into the life that's been waiting for you, join me inside the Surrender Method. This isn't just another program, it's a life-shifting experience that will completely transform the way you see yourself, your decisions, and your future. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Follow me on Instagram at _CassHenry for daily inspiration, and let's keep the transformation going. Until next time, trust, surrender, and take aligned action. Your dreams are waiting.